Coming up on State of Events.
A 16-year-old pleads guilty to a school shooting.
An update on Biden's new relief plan.
And Oakland's increasingly high rent. State of Events starts now. Welcome to State of Events. I'm Sophia Villalba.
And I'm Nasu Nguyen. In today's headlines, 16-year-old Ethan Crumbley of Michigan has pleaded guilty to charges related to a deadly shooting at a high school last year. He now faces up to life in prison without parole for killing 4 students and wounding 7 others. As Jean Claserez reports, Crumbley's plea could also impact the criminal case against his parents.
Is it your own choice to plead guilty?
Yes, sir.
16-year-old Ethan Crumbley pleading guilty to all 24 charges against him, including 1 charge of terrorism and 4 counts of first-degree murder for the mass shooting at Oxford High School last year.
Is it true that your actions on November the 30th, 2021 caused the deaths of Madison Baldwin, Tamir, Hannah St. Juliana, and Justin Schilling?
Yes.
Prosecutors asking Crumbley to admit to each of his actions that day.
Did you bring a 9mm 6-hour handgun and 50 rounds of 9mm ammunition with you to the Oxford High School?
Yes, sir.
Is it true that when you exited the bathroom, you began shooting at students and staff members of the Oxford High School?
Yes.
In addition to the 4 students who were killed, 6 others and a teacher were wounded.
You understand that the maximum possible penalty you face here on the underlying offenses is up to life in prison?
Yes, sir.
The guilty plea a surprise given his attorneys said they intended to file an insanity defense.
I want to be very clear. There were no plea negotiations, no plea offers, no reductions, and no sentencing agreements.
This may not be the last time Crumbley speaks before the court. He could be called to testify at the trial of his parents. Jennifer and James Crumbley were arrested after going on the run following the shooting. Both are charged with 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter. Prosecutors argue they gave their son easy access to a gun they bought for him and disregarded signs he was a threat. Crumbley's parents both pleaded not guilty, and their attorneys have argued they should not be held responsible for their son's actions.
Obviously, if he's called as a witness, that's something that may play out.
And a possible preview today of what that testimony might be.
Is it true that the firearm that you used on November the 30th was purchased on November the 26th, 2021 by your father, James Crumbley?
Yes.
Is it true that you asked him to buy that firearm?
Yes.
Is it true that you gave him your own money to buy that firearm?
Yes.
In local news, Oakland ranks as the 6th most expensive city in the United States. People in Oakland are finding it hard to afford living in the city and are being faced with the tough decision of moving to avoid the high prices. The cost of living in Oakland is 49% higher than the national average. Downtown, West, and North Oakland are being gentrified, creating more expensive buildings that makes it tough for residents to afford. The number of homeless people in Oakland has grown over the past few years as a result of being evicted from their homes.
A federal appeals court has placed a temporary hold on President Biden's student debt relief program. The order prohibits the White House from canceling loans covered under the new forgiveness policy. As the appeals court considers the GOP state's challenge to the policy, the state are arguing that the Biden administration does not have the legal authority to grant broad student loan forgiveness. Disappointment for many college students, I assume.
Yeah, I think it's something we definitely have to keep an eye on for the future. Yeah. Now, a look at how one college is celebrating Filipino American History Month. Elias Tokel has a story.
Thanks, Sophia. Even here at State of Events, we've been celebrating Filipino American history all October long. Now we take a look into how one community celebrates a last dance and much more.
The festivities for Filipino American History Month continues for October, and one college is bringing the community in on this one.
The Filipino American History Month celebration here at Delta College is more than just about heritage. It's about how Filipino culture has shaped the way we live today.
History is inclusive of heritage and much more. We made history. We helped build this nation. That's what this month is about.
Advocacy through art. That's how Kim Regesto describes these movements. Born in the Philippines, Regesto is a cultural practitioner, freestyling traditional Pangalay dance in a more contemporary way.
Basang-basa sa luha mong di mapigilan. Ang wika ko'y ilang buwan lamang marahil, at ika'y babalik sa aking piling.
Even taking it a step further by having a workshop to get the audience on their feet to try it for themselves.
Culture also develops and it's never just stagnant, and that I hope that informs others and also inspires them in some way to be able to want to learn more about, if not this Philippine indigenous culture, then about their own.
The Legionarios del Trabajo dance group hit the stage. Majority retired, and for some still got it, even at the age of 81.
There's a saying that says, if you don't remember your past, you wouldn't go forward.
Filipino craft, art, and activities will be right here at Delta College until the beginning of November. In Stockton, Aaliyah Stokel, State of Events.
Aaliyah, did you get a chance to try some moves?
Yes, and I looked awful while trying it out. But hey, it's all about learning something new for me.
Nice. Thank you, Aaliyah.
Thanks, Sophia.
Coming up after the break, a new female face on U.S. currency.
In a Hayward initiative to give back to the community, you won't want to miss it. We'll be back after the break.
Minds can achieve anything. We make sure they get to college. Federal student aid provides more than $150 billion in grants, loans, and work-study funds to make college possible for anyone with the mind to get there. Because if given the chance, minds will do great things. Federal Student Aid, proud sponsor of the American Mind. Learn more about money for college at studentaid.gov.
Do it for music.
For the fans. For the journey.
Do it for our waiters,
our neighbors,
our nurses. Do it for love, our kids,
our parents. Do it for those who didn't get the chance. When it's your turn, do it, because it's the right thing to do.
Welcome back to State of Events. A silent-era Hollywood star will soon be making history. The 1920s actress Anna May Wong will be the first Asian American to be featured on U.S. currency. Wong will join others as part of the American Women's Quarters program alongside Maya Angelou, Dr. Sally Ride, Wilma Mankiller. The director of the U.S. Mint said Wong overcame obstacles she faced during her lifetime, and the quarter is a reflection of her accomplishment. The quarter shipped out this week and should start appearing very soon.
If there's a litter problem in your neighborhood, you might want to listen to this. Our reporter, Evangelina Perez, is giving us the latest scoop on how one city is making a change by cleaning up one street at a time.
Thank you, Sophia. I went down to Hayward's Make a Difference Beautification Day to see the event in person.
The Keep Hayward Clean and Green organization hosted a community cleanup at the Tennyson Park in the city of Hayward. People of all ages can volunteer. They are given gloves, a trash bag, and pickups.
I'm the last original member of Keep Hayward Clean Green Task Force here in Hayward. We've been cleaning up our city for about 15 years with volunteers. We are sworn in task force members, and we have events monthly. Now it's a little fewer in the year now, but
here is what the chairman in charge of the organization explains in further on what their duties are for this event.
To make sure that we have everybody here, that we coordinate with the trailer and the truck. You can see over here we have our garbage. So I make sure that everybody has their
This is what some of the volunteers say on why they decided to come and volunteer at this event.
A lot of the students and families that come to my school live in the Hayward area, and one of the things we want to make sure that they have is a good quality of life. And so being able to clean up the area and make sure that the space where their kids work and play in is healthy for them.
And to make sure that once we have it clean, that it can also just improve our health. So remember, treat your community like your home. For today.
Well, thank you for coming out today. We are actually out here cleaning up our beautiful city. We come out here once every couple of months to make sure we're keeping Hayward clean and green by picking up trash.
As it impacts and inspires other people and cities to make a difference in their areas. For more information, visit the Keep Hayward Clean and Green website. In Hayward, I'm Evangelina Perez, State of the Events.
So Eva, how do you think more cities can get organizations like this one in Hayward?
I believe that cities should speak with their mayors and their city council. Right on.
It's the booth here.
It's okay.
It's not you guys.
Let's take from 10. Oh, 5.
So Eva, how do you think more cities can get organizations like this one in Hayward?
I believe that cities should speak to their mayors and their city council. As you saw, City Councilwoman Andrews was there in support. This is the first stop to improve your community.
Thanks, Eva.
Thanks, Sophia.
A famous bakery in Oakland is closing down after 93 years of business. A Taste of Denmark, located on Telegraph Avenue, has been taking its last sales. Founded in 1929, the bakery is offering all their best-selling items this weekend for customers to purchase. The well-known bakery decided to close since they couldn't afford the rising rent in Oakland. There were cakes for practically any occasion, with fan favorites like cashew curls and vanilla bites. The doors closed for good last Sunday.
Coming up after the break, an inspiring Halloween costume.
And Gen Z's favorite fast food. We'll be right back after the break.
Anticipate potential delays for the morning commute. In other news, a recent government report on prescription drug pricing points to corporate
Freedom of the press is about your right to know.
What
are you talking about, man? Look at his stats.
Sheer athleticism.
It's about your right to be informed. Your right to access all types of information keeps us free as a nation.
No.
Today, there are real threats to press freedom.
Reaching residential areas by...
And your right to know about the world around us.
Look.
Some threats are obvious, some are easy to miss, but they all put our way of life at risk. We must defend against all of these threats, no matter what kind of news is important to you.
Justified putting American troops in harm's way.
That's a great question. We must protect our right to know before it's too late. Understand the threats. ProtectPressFreedom.org.
Many medicines used to treat colds and flu contain acetaminophen, a pain reliever and fever reducer found in hundreds of over-the-counter and prescription medicines. But taking too much or more than one medication containing acetaminophen per day can damage your liver. So always read the label and don't take acetaminophen if you drink 3 or more alcoholic drinks every day. To learn more, visit fda.gov/OTC pain info. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Food and Drug Administration.
Welcome back to State of Events. What's a better way to spend time at the beach than by building large sandcastles? The Leap Sandcastle Classic celebrated its 40th anniversary last weekend at Ocean Beach. This San Francisco tradition is hosted by Leap Arts and Education as their main fundraising event to support the arts in Bay Area schools. The free event consists of sandcastle competitions between local elementary schools. This year's theme is Sandcastle Remix, where teams must pick a sandcastle theme from the past 40 years to reinvent in a new way.
Halloween is just around the corner, and one father has created some spooky costumes for his son, and they are all wheelchair accessible. Reporter Eric Hong has a story.
In Melrose Park in October, there are 2 pressing questions. Who am I going to be for Halloween? And who is Anthony Alfano going to be?
Excitement. This is what we do it for. All this excitement with the kids and everything is what we do it for. And for Anthony, because look at how happy he is.
Once a year, Anthony is the center of the Halloween universe. His wheelchair-accessible costumes, created by his father, have long been thrilling Halloween lovers. Last year, he rode in style as Cameron from Ferris Bueller. And before that, he was Beetlejuice, Blue Man Group, Zoltar from the movie Big, and more. For 13-year-old Anthony, who has cerebral palsy, that smile says it all.
What keeps driving you?
Him. Like, he's the one that every time I see him smile, it's like, I gotta do it again.
This year's costume, the bone organ from Goonies, which in the 80s classic film the kids discover in the labyrinth and have to play correctly in order to survive. Hitting the wrong chords spells doom. Anthony's dad started on the costume weeks ago, crafting the bones from bamboo. And the organ keys from plastic skeleton fingers. We gave it a whirl. Like in the movie, hitting the wrong keys will give you a jolt.
Oh my goodness.
The Alfanos have donated 2 of Anthony's costumes to families with children in wheelchairs. Their love and creativity spreading joy to others.
We just want to keep doing it because it keeps filling us up and keeps moving us forward.
In Melrose Park, Eric Hong, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
A recent Piper Sandler survey ranked Chick-fil-A as Gen Z's top restaurant, with 15% of respondents listing it as their favorite choice. Starbucks came in second at 12% by teens, followed by Chipotle 7% and McDonald's 6%. Food industry research firm Technomic found that Chick-fil-A hit nearly $60 billion in sales in 2021. Well, one of my favorite things from Chick-fil-A is the Chick-fil-A sauce. I love to dip the waffle fries in it.
Yeah.
I call it liquid gold because it's just that good.
Very, very true. I love their sweet tea, and their chicken sandwiches are just amazing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, that is all we have for you at this time. Thanks for joining us.
And don't forget to subscribe to our Becca Media channel on YouTube. For State of Events, I'm Nasu Nguyen.
And I'm Sophia Villalba. Have a great day and happy Halloween.